thing, doing this thing, doing. What the hell is this?
We're live, Shane.
What? We are.
We're live. The little yellow light is on.
Oh, the other light on?
It means that we're on.
Okay, let's try this again.
Okay.
And we're I almost lost my headset. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of the Crafty Boys, where we are going to be talking about this Yellow Dog Dead IPA, which has a high rating everywhere I looked in the last 2 minutes.
And we haven't done anything from Yellow Dog yet.
We haven't. What? Not at all?
Like, no, not at all.
That's
like, we've been doing this for like a zillion years.
Voices all day long.
Yeah, and we haven't done it. So this is good.
That sucks because what's wrong with us? So
first of all, let's look at the artwork here.
Dun dun dun.
I mean, it's a tall can, and it comes with this flat black label on it that looks absolutely beautiful. It's very simple. It has the Yellow Dog
simple can. It's a simple label. It is made of mylar, which is really expensive to print. So they have actually gone an extra mile to do that.
Is this mylar? Because isn't mylar what they make those shiny balloons out of? And this isn't shiny.
Well, it's got printing on it, and it's got stuff. I suspect if we scraped it all off, that we'd actually. Ow! I actually just did. Oh, that was easy. Well, it's shiny underneath. Gets under your nails though. So Yellow Dog is a beer that
the
company is, they're out of Port Moody out here in the lower mainland, and I've had them before. I have not had the Play Dead. I had some pints of, and I'm just looking at, which, by the way, Yellow Dog, you didn't update your website with this beer, so we know nothing about it except for what's on the can, and that's not very cool. But the Red Kettle Sour we've had, and also the Chase My Tail Pale Ale, which I know that I've had somewhere around in the lower mainland. Yeah, and I unfortunately it was a while ago, so I don't remember a huge amount of my experience. It was beer. That's how I file things. Once I've had them and it's time passes, I file them into beer. Other than that, the Play Dead is an American IPA. It has an IBU rating. An International
75.
Beer Unit rating. 75.
75
So
on the IBU scale.
Enough talk. Let's open.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, I haven't had anything by Yellow Dog before, so this is never ever.
I gotta say, the feeling of mylar on a tin can or aluminum can is really kind of weird. Just doing my pour, a tin can. Look at that! Oh yeah, check that out. Check that secondary. Look at that.
So Shane, why did we choose this beer?
Because we didn't actually have a beer chosen for this week up until a few hours ago, and that's why.
Well, we also chose this beer.
It's not entirely true, but
because it's an IPA, and Dave, who is not participating in the podcast this week, hates IPAs. So
that's right.
We wanted to choose one that was really good and extra hoppy, that we didn't have to hear him be a Debbie Downer about.
Strong with the hops, this is, yes.
Is it? Now, I noticed that you're drinking from a can, even though you did your pour.
I did, because there wasn't much left.
Oh. I'm gonna do the same.
That actually is not bad. I gotta say, I'm impressed. But drinking out of a can or a bottle is not the way to drink beer. Drink beer out of a glass that has a wide edge. This allows the aroma to go up your nose, and of course enhances the flavor. And the peanut gallery arrives. Sorry? I don't know. She's motioning towards the door. So anyway, I gotta say I'm impressed with the color. It's sort of a nice. It's not. It's actually more red on camera than it really is in real life. But it's more kind of an orange.
Yeah.
Orange red. But the aroma is amazing. I'm kind of curious what hops.
Very very citrusy.
And it does
say
have,
what hops.
I don't know. I don't think so. I did look for the ingredients on here, but I didn't really find it. Yeah, it's just no. But unfortunately, it's not on their website either. So otherwise that would be kind of sad. My favorite description out of all of the reviews that I've seen online of this beer is somebody who rated it 4 out of 5, or sorry, 4.5 out of 5, referred to it as it has a bitter bite, remains drinkable, finishes like you're chewing on a pine needle.
Really?
A lot of fruit too. You're right about the citrus, like grapefruitish.
Yeah,
kind of going on.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a fresh squeeze by Deschutes.
Oh yeah. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some.
Some what?
Some
The Deschutes? Fresh squeezed?
I'll just pop out of the store. Yeah. But anyway,
so this comes in cans in a 4-pack. At least it did for me. I'm assuming you can get it in growler fills at their store
at their location. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can.
Yes. And how much was your 4-pack? Out of curiosity.
I don't remember.
So I paid before taxes and everything. I paid about $14. So it's not a cheap beer.
I can actually tell you what it is because I have my receipt right here that I've already put into this. It's already in the system. Well, because I try to make stuff electronic because I'm a nerd. So.
Oh yes, I know all about that.
But anyway, yeah, it was about the same. But the store that I went to, because it was actually the only place I could get it. Legacy didn't have it. The BC liquor stores don't have it in stock right now. They don't even have it listed on their website, which is a bit weird. The store over by, which I can't remember the name of, which is another one I've gone to a few times, didn't have it. The other place that had it was Brewery Creek. So I don't know if that was significant to maybe. I mean, I don't think is this a seasonal? I don't think so.
No, this is part of their regular stuff. So apparently today is National Drink Beer Day,
which you and I were commenting on earlier. That was
wasn't that it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Apparently National Drink Beer Day happens a lot.
By the way, I just looked at my receipt. The price was exactly the same as yours. Yeah, cool. Actually, I'm going to search this out right now because Drink a Beer Day. Celebrate National Beer. Okay, celebrate National Drink Beer Day with these bizarre brews. So I'm looking back in the calendar, and it was National Beer Day. So drink.
That was the day where you buy the beer, and then this is the day where you actually drink it.
Drink it. Yeah, I don't see why that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Hey, so talking about that article that you're reading about the bizarre brews. So this is an article that's on CNET.
Mm-hmm.
And interestingly, the first beer that comes up tried at Beer Fest, which was from Nova Scotia, I believe it was.
Klingon
New Brunswick.
Warnog.
The Klingon Warnog from what was the name of the brewery?
Today is a good day to drink beer.
Yes.
Well, their website is the Federation of Beers.
Right.
And they are
Garrison.
federationofbeer.com, the officially licensed purveyors of theme craft beer. They have beer for Star Trek. They have apparently beer for something else. I did look at their the Golden Anniversary Ale is the other beer that they make. Which is the 50th anniversary, the pseudo-official beer, the Voyage of the Northeast Quadrant. I don't know what that is. And, of course, the Warnog. Garrison Brewing, that's what they're called.
Yes.
There you go. The Vulcan Ale Genesis Effect is a red session IPA. And of course, there is these guys are out of Airdrie, Alberta. So they're just in sort of North Calgary kind of thing, which I gather was a separate town, but no longer so much.
Well, when I talked to the guys at Garrison at Beer Fest, Garrison is actually located in I can't remember in the Maritimes. And what they do is they do collaborations sometimes with another brewery that's in Airdrie.
Okay, so well, that's maybe what this federation thing is all about.
So yes. So now getting back to some of these other bizarre brews, if I guess you're reading the same article, there is one in particular. It's from a Cock Street Brewing Company, and it's Walker malt beverage brewed with, and I'm not making this up, roasted goat brains and cranberries.
Okay.
Roasted goat brains. I mean,
I can't say that I've ever had a chilled monkey brains, roasted goat brains. But you know, it's apparently a thing.
I would rather have the beer that was made with belly button lint than roasted goat brains.
So there is a thing called a goat brain roast. Apparently, this is a thing. Gently wash the goat's brain under running water. Add the mentioned ingredients, such as a chopped onion, garlic paste, chili powder, cilantro, some garam masala, green chilies, and a bit of oil. And of course, you can marinate it in fennel, salt, turmeric, and additional chili powder. So there's a lot of really graphic photos of what to do with this particular roast. Can't say that I've ever thought about eating a goat brain. But again, is it really better or worse than eating muscle meat? Who knows? It is a dish supposedly out of southern India, and you know, honestly, when you think about it,
of course it would be.
It's like that comic. It was a single pane comic, and I've forgotten. I think it must have been a Far Side or something, where they had a bunch of people around carving up a buffalo or something, and somebody throws a piece of the buffalo away, and everyone has this sort of questioning look, and it's like, that is the only piece we don't know what to do with, and it was like this weird thing we didn't know. Who knows? But goat brains, why not? You eat it, why not brew with it? I mean, I can't say that I know where is Dock Street Brewing Co., by the way.
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, Dock Street, let's see. Dock.
It looks kind of British.
Let's see, Dock Street Brewery. It looks like they are in somewhere. Well, of course, they don't
They're
tell
somewhere.
you right away. Well, you'd think they'd have an address or something. No address, Dock Street. Well, wherever they are, they're area code 215. So they are in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
So on the outskirts of Philadelphia, it looks like. But yeah, essentially, I mean, you look at this thing here and you look at something like Dock Street Rye IPA. I'm just actually bringing up their list of beers. And it looks like they have the same kind of feeling. What's on tap, for example, features Friends. The top seller of the month is Friends Don't Let Friends Vote Drumpf, Man Full of Promises beer. It looks like it is a London porter. Oatmeal Stout, Bohemian Pilsner, Hopped Bastange Ale, West of Center Pale Ale, Golden IPA number 17, and an Oatmeal Stout. So I suspect that this goat one is probably in their beer archive, which I did notice. The beer archive says Abbey single, blah, 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 whole bunch. Amarillo Pale Ale, Apollo 13, Baltic.
Apollo 13.
And the Dock Street, what's this? The Walker. So this is kind of, I don't know. Let's see if they just say anything about the Walker, which of course they don't. So you never know. There will be Blood Orange beer, the Great Pumpkin beer, Tart Pale Ale. There's a whole bunch of here, the stuff, but I don't see anything about goat. I'm going to search the page for goat. Golden Goat. Nope, that's just the name. That's all they're saying. So I suspect this might have been a cask or a short run, but it's definitely not on their list. And of course, it might be fake. You never know. It is the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Much like
nothing's fake on the internet.
I know the best part about the internet today was a video that's been circulating of a prankster YouTube star who has destroyed several iPhones over his career, and he told everyone in this video, which was released a week or so ago. By the way, you can actually find the headphone jack. It's actually hidden under the plastic of the phone. So take a drill through the plastic into the phone, and then plug it in, and it'll be fine. Which is hilarious because supposedly a bunch of people did this and destroyed their phones by drilling a hole through the base of their phone. Which of course is
I think that's hilarious.
I hope it's true because it just again proves that the internet is filled with crazy people. So I'm just going to move on to the next one. Hashtag smash tag Democratic Brown Ale. Smash tag I have never heard of, but I want to know more about it. But here's the thing. While I was blabbering, I did search for what smash tag was, and there is a excuse me. It is a Urban Dictionary entry. But here you go. Smash tag is a tagged Facebook photo where you're so drunk you don't remember the picture being taken. Alan and I have never done this. We are far too professional, and of course,
we just didn't know what it was called.
That is so true.
Yes.
So anyway, I don't see it anywhere, much like the previous one, but I'm sure that it's out there somewhere. So yeah, smash tag Democratic Brown Ale. Scottish craft brewery Brewdog turned to social media inspiration for his 2003 beer. So that's pretty much all we know. So basically, it looks like it was a contest for them to make a type of beer. Moving on, Dogfish Head Namaste. Dogfish Head Namaste. I'm gonna look this up.
There's a lot of dog beers. Yellow Dog.
Yellow Dog, yeah.
What was the previous one? Brown Dog or something?
Brown Dog, yeah.
Yeah, and now Dogfish Head. It's a lot of
Now,
dogs.
these guys, welcome to Doghead. Oh, I was born on January. Let's see. Sorry, actually, what is that first contact day?
I don't remember.
I don't know if I can be your friend anymore because I can't remember either.
We're nerds. We're nerds, but we're not that nerdy.
Well, actually, it's kind of amusing because I've been having a conversation with a friend of mine, Ben.
See, you have a friend. See, not as much as the nerd as other people.
I know, this is so sad, but he and I have actually been exchanging this kind of stuff for a couple of years now. And he sends me on a regular basis this kind of stuff. So so this is 12:30 this afternoon, unannounced, completely just as a message that says, "I have done far worse than kill you." I responded, "I've hurt you." And then he responds, "And I wish to go on hurting you."
Hurting you.
And I replied, "I wish to leave you as you left her." And then he responds, "Marooned for all eternity on that barren sand heap." So yeah, then and here's the thing. This is the thing about Ben. Ben is works from home. His wife's a school teacher, and so of course she's in work right now. School has started, but they also have a 3.5-year-old child. So today he also sent me, in between some of these texts, a series of screenshots of what he was doing with his day while his child was napping. And the first screenshot is the Spock death scene from Star Trek II, and then the opening to Star Trek III. So there you go.
Wow.
These guys, by the way, Dogfish Head Brewery, they are in Milton, Delaware.
Yes, and they actually used to have their own reality TV show.
Did they really? What? Tell me more.
I can't. I think it was on the Learning Channel for a while there, and basically
learn how to drink beer.
So what they would, you remember how like you had, like, say, American Chopper or whatever, where this company made motorcycles, and some company would come in and say to them, "We want a motorcycle that's special for such and such an event," or whatever, and they pay like $30,000 or whatever amount of money, and they would design a unique bike and present it to these. So same kind of thing. Dogfish Head, you could various people for various events or charities or whatever would approach them and say, "We would like a special kind of beer made for a particular event." They would go through the process of fine-tuning a recipe, putting it together, brewing it, bottling it, and then sending it out to its destination, to where it had to be, whether it was to a show or whatever else. And there was drama along the way, like something happens at the factory and all the bottles get smashed or whatever. "Oh my God, we're not going to hit our deadline," and blah, blah, blah. And it was kind of interesting to watch. It was more drama than educational, but it was kind of cool. Anyway, that was Dogfish Head. Which is why they have so much notoriety now.
Well, that's actually kind of that's what do they call it? A weird fact number 4, is if we collected them. Just to say, to mention something about this beer. This beer is, of course, the Dogfish Head Namaste, which is a white beer with something with coriander and orange slices. But it is essentially something to do with physics, as in to make beer fizzy. So I'm sure there's far more interesting things about this beer. But again, it's National Drink Beer Day, so who cares? Moving on, Marble Brewery, Wildflower, something or other. What's it called? The Wildflower, the Sonic Foamer.
Yeah.
So basically, is a
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, go ahead.
It was battery powered. It's kind of like, you know how you have like those battery powered tea warmers where you put it down on your desk and you put your mug down on the this thing. It's basically like a powered coaster that keeps your drink warm. Well, it's the same kind of deal, but this one's for beer. And what it does is it sends sonic waves through your beer and causes bubbles to form and fizz to like a head to form on your beer. So essentially it keeps your head from dwindling.
Well, you know, I absolutely have no problem with that whatsoever. I think it's kind
Seems
of
like
cool.
kind of a pain in the ass, actually.
Well, I mean, it's like a lot of things where somebody comes up with an idea for a gadget and says, this will solve all kinds of problems. And then people go, head on my beer is not
Maybe
really a
people should
problem.
drink their beer faster.
I always think of like Starfrit or Fruit or whatever that company is called that has all those weird kitchen gadgets, and 90% of them, like, why would I need to use this? So
I mean,
I don't know.
if you look at it, if you look at the picture, okay, so they got a picture of like a regular bottle of beer on a table, and then this sonic foamer and a glass on the sonic foamer with a head being developed on it. But look at the size of the glass compared to the bottle. If that's a standard, you know, like 360 ml bottle or whatever, I mean, that's a pretty freaking small glass.
Small glass. Kind of
And
looks like an IKEA glass.
It takes up almost all the space on that sonic foamer. I don't see how you could get like a pint-sized glass to sit on that thing.
I would also think that it would shake all the carbonation out of your beer, just to get ahead.
And that's what it would do. It would like kill your beer faster.
Useless device. I'm sorry. I give it a thumbs down.
This is the kind of thing that you're going to spend $29.99 on, and if you wait 6 months, you can get it at the dollar store for probably like $1.
$1, yeah.
At the dollar
But
store.
the next product is a product that I would use all the time if I could ever find it. Manhan's Manly Scented Soap. This is beer scented soap. What else do you say about this?
It's soap that smells like beer.
I mean, I have no problem with this particular product.
I have no problem with it unless I'm driving and I get pulled over by the cops.
Why does it smell like beer in here? Actually, it smells very clean in here.
Oh, it's my scent.
They actually have a wide variety of Manhan's beer, and I'm going to read them out here. The Manhan's Bacon Beer, the Mountain Men Beer, which is really kind of amazing because it's called the Mountain Man Blend. Use your imagination. Rifle and bear pelt not included. The Manhan's Manly Scented Soap Lap Dance. It's okay to get handsy with this soap, so they claim. The Lumberjack Blend, where you will grow additional hair on top of your chest of hair.
Oh, I wonder if that would work on top of my head.
Actually, you never know. I would give it a try. Each of these are $6 US. I think it's easy to pick these up. Of course, you could also have the cinnamon whiskey, the pine tar, which I don't know why you use that. I think it's what is the description? What? This one is actually legal to put behind the ears. In fact, it's Mama's orders. Then, of course, you could have the football scented, the cut and shave, the mint blend chewing tobacco soap, the cedar log cabin, the clean underwear, the brewed coffee.
That's not manly.
Exactly. The sweet cigar, the marijuana brownie, cash, bonfire, baseball glove, zombie repellent, the urinal mint flavored scented soap, red wine pumpkin pie, the great outdoors, corn chips, black licorice, the ultimate football bundle, which includes muscle rub, buttered popcorn, and beer and corn chips. Stress reliever, Republican, a bunch of other ones called monkey poop margarita. But my favorite, which I'm saving for last, the Santa farts.
Nice.
There you go. So Santa farts apparently sound smells like cookies and candy canes. So, and they have a whole lot more that I'm not going to get to the very bottom of. But yeah, so there you go. There's a whole bunch of, oh, hey, Jock Itch powder soap. I got to say, I'm throwing it out there. manhandsoap.com. Check it out. What the hell is that noise?
I have no idea.
So anyway,
I'm
and
surprised
then of
to hear
course,
that.
the other, the last two entries in this list of National Drink Beer Day Bizarre Brews. Now, have we talked about this before? Because something tells me that you and I have discussed the SodaStream beer bar.
We have. At the time, I remember that it was only available in a couple of countries in Europe, but it was slated for a North American release at some point in the future.
Let me look it up. It looks like March 31st. There was an unveiling of the thing and of the thing. However, it looks like it's only available in Germany and Switzerland, and they were hoping to roll it out to other European countries as well. Has it actually happened yet? I don't know.
No,
I'm going to SodaStream's website.
I'm going to go on to the limb.
Have you got a SodaStream?
I do have a SodaStream, actually.
Okay. SodaStream Canada says that it is not available. I've thought of getting a SodaStream, but I don't know. I can't really get behind it just because I've heard bad things about it. But at the same time,
we've had no problems with ours. We actually really like it. In fact, it's not mine. It's my son's. We gave it to him for Christmas one year, and he uses it quite a bit. And I guess he's probably had it for about 3 years, and he's still on the first CO2 canister. So,
oh wow,
the CO2 canister was kind of a bit of a worry for me because it was kind of expensive. It's not like the standard small ones. It's this custom made, big, huge mother, and yeah, and it's the first one has lasted, well, like I say, 3 years now. I mean, we don't use it every day, but and the syrups are really cheap, and they use regular sugar instead of high fructose corn crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
The final thing from this list, number 10 of 10, is celebrate National Drink Beer Day by coring out a pumpkin, putting in a spigot, and drinking beer from it. Can't say that I'm going to do this, but
that's a lot of work. When
you'd have to really
a pitcher would do just as well. I think that's actually a really gross idea to put all your beer, to like open up a whole bunch of individual bottles and pour it into this pumpkin and have it be like a punch bowl or whatever. I mean, it's kind of.
I could see you doing it if you had a flavored beer that was flavored kind of like, I don't know, cinnamon.
I think it's more presentation than it is actual good beer.
I think it would be gross.
This is kind of like something that Martha Stewart would do. like pre-prison Martha Stewart, It's like, if you don't do this, you're not a real person, kind of thing.
Well, I wouldn't do it. You couldn't pay me enough to do to poison myself with that.
Well, not only that, I mean, that's a lot of work coring a pumpkin.
Yeah.
I mean, when's the last time you actually, took the guts out of a pumpkin? And it kind of smells too.
It's been a long.
See, I do multiples every year because I have kids and the kids need help and everything. It's like, I gotta pull out all that. Okay, so this is what Halloween is. Okay, the kid's like, I want to do a pumpkin. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm like, okay, but you gotta do all the work. Yay! So we go get the pumpkin. We get 3 of them, right? And then I help them. I cut it open, like the little top comes off, kind of thing. Okay, now you got to get all that stuff out of there. They look inside. They're like, all of it. Like, yeah, all of it. It's like, so they start getting to work. And it's like, is this good? No, it's not your work clothes. Keep working. Then finally, like, how about this? No, sorry.
No, sorry, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. There was actually 2 more things that because I collect a bunch of stories that I use for a variety of reasons, like podcasts and things. And this one is just because a couple days ago, did you watch the first debate for the presidential race?
No, I did not.
Well, let me tell you, it was very interesting. And I was drinking my homemade IPA, which is very good. But here's the thing, is that there was an article that came out a little while ago, a couple days ago, around the same time of the thing, with a weird theory. And this is it. This is a weird theory, but bear with me. Sure. Donald J. Trump is Andy Kaufman wearing a disguise. Forget the logistical obstacles. Ignore the temporal and practical impossibilities that Andy died of lung cancer in 1984. That Trump has a life story far predating Kaufman's career. Let's ignore that. Just consider for a moment that this character has been invented by performance artist Andy Kaufman. What do you think? Thoughts?
Well, I mean, if it were possible, it's something that totally Andy Kaufman would have done. Now, and I'll go out and say this, that Andy Kaufman is like, from what my days of being a stand-up comic, Andy Kaufman is my idol. Like, I tried to do things as he would have done. If it was him, now I suddenly want Donald Trump to get elected. That would be so awesome. And his stuff that he did with Tony Clifton, totally, I'm
going to retweet it right now. But somebody has actually taken Donald Trump on one of his posters and have actually put the glasses, the mustache, and the hair on his face. And it says, could it all be an elaborate hoax? Tony Clifton for president? And I got to say,
it almost
striking
image. Yeah, I mean, holy crap. I never even thought about that.
Are you looking at it right now?
No, I'm not looking at it right now.
But there you go. So that actually is one of the articles that popped up yesterday. And because we like beer and we like talking
when did Donald Trump first show up? Like,
this is a good question. What do you mean?
Like in the public eye? Like, what was the first instance of him in the public eye?
Well,
because my first recollection of it is mid 80s. Like 84, 85. Before that, no idea who Donald Trump was.
He was born in 46, so he would have been 20 in the 60s, and 30 in the 70s. So
well, I'm just thinking, I mean, Andy Kaufman died in what, 83, 84?
84.
In 84. So, I mean, suddenly has Andy Kaufman and Donald Trump ever been in the same place at the same time?
It is possible. I mean, they were both in New York. So I don't know.
Like, can you find a picture with Andy Kaufman and Donald Trump in the same place at the same time? Dear
Internet.
Because if you can't, then it must be a distinct possibility. As Spock would say, if you eliminate if you eliminate the obvious, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
You know, I didn't realize that this is actually quite the theory. There's a lot of people trying to wow, if you Google Andy Kaufman in the same place as Donald Trump, it's stunning. Because the age, they're roughly the same age. Would be were he alive? Wow, that is kind of scary. He's got the whole comb over weave thing. Honestly, I would, to be honest, Kaufman was a absurdist performer. Just would go the full length of what he was doing. But wouldn't that be awesome if he has taken over Donald Trump's identity? That I gotta say.
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, if I'm realistic, I mean, Andy Kaufman had certain things about him, like characteristics that I don't see in Donald Trump, like physically. I suppose that could have been surgical.
Honestly, he would go the distance, I think, to pull this off. If he was, could you imagine like him doing this and being like, man, I really gotta, do you realize what you've created, Andy? Well, I gotta go the distance. If I become president, then I don't know. Because there's always different things popping up. Like a few years ago, there was a whole thing of a gentleman who was caught on video, I think in 2013, where they claimed that he was actually Andy Kaufman. So I do recommend checking that video out. You'll see Andy Kaufman in Mexico, I think.
There was also a thing, I think it was last year or the year before, where some guy came forward claiming to be Andy Kaufman's son, with a message from Andy Kaufman that, yes, he did fake his own death, but he actually likes being out of the public eye and has absolutely no desire to come back into the public eye. So, but I mean, who knows? If he was going to, he actually said at one point that he had done everything but fake his own death. That was the only thing left for him to do, was to fake his own death. Which is probably why people are thinking, well, he faked his own death. It's just, I wouldn't put it past him. I don't know.
I think a lot of people, I mean, if you ever watch the Man on the Moon movie, it's always portrayed as his friends not believing him when he says, by the way, I've got lung cancer. And they're like, is it kind of that whole, he's cried wolf a few times, too many. So is this real? Which is kind of an interesting way of looking at life, if I die tomorrow, I want people to think that I'm still alive somewhere, haunting them.
Okay, I'm gonna put out something. I'm gonna put out a little bit more about this Donald Trump, Andy Kaufman thing, just to make things go a little bit more. Donald Trump has actually been very, very involved in WWE wrestling since probably about the mid to late 80s.
Right.
Andy Kaufman had built himself quite a career as a professional wrestler.
True.
So, just putting on another layer on this, this thing that Andy Kaufman could be Donald Trump. I don't think he is, but there's a lot of parallels there that, you know, I don't know.
I could see it. I could totally see it. I could totally see that happening because you never know. I think we all just want to embrace the idea that there is some mystery in the world, and
that Donald Trump isn't actually real. I think that's what we want.
He either turns out to be Andy Kaufman or an android of some sort. I just love that. I just love that idea that somebody says, or somebody actually would believe that Donald Trump is Andy Kaufman, and I kind of hope it's true. And I finally, one of the other articles that I kind of like, because of the film Hunt for Red October, which has nothing to do with beer, but has everything to do with mystery and intrigue, kind of why I picked the Kaufman one, is the Pacific Ocean featured a new visitor the other day, which is the brand new Russian submarine that has joined the Pacific Fleet. It is a very similar design to the Red October. So there's really nothing more that I want to say about this particular article, except that when I was 12, I was helping my dad build a bomb shelter in our backyard because some nut put 90 warheads 60 miles off the southern coast of the United States of America. This thing, sorry.
This thing
could be in New York.
A couple hundred warheads off of New York or Washington, and no one would know a thing about it until it was all over.
There you go. That was the only reason I wanted to bring that up. But there you go. That is pretty much what I want to say.
Okay. So speaking of that, then I read an article this week from Sam Neill about whether he would be in Jurassic World 2. And he said no, because his character, Dr. Alan, what was the last name? I don't remember. Anyway, his character is probably dead. He retired, wants nothing more to do with dinosaurs. And so at that point, I suggested maybe he's retired in Montana. Because he always wanted to see Montana, because he wanted to marry a white American woman, and he would raise rabbits and she would cook them for him, and he was going to get a recreational vehicle and drive state to state, no papers.
The best part about this particular submarine is that it is a Boré class submarine.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, which means nothing to me. But the fact that it's going to replace the Typhoons, and the Typhoon is the submarine that was talked about a lot in the those films and books and things. But yeah, it has 20 warheads, like 20 missiles in each boat.
That's good.
So yeah, so there you go. So they are MIRVed, by the way, which of course means that if you launch a missile, it eventually breaks apart with multiple warheads.
At least it's not ton of dirt.
A ton of dirt would be far more favorable than anything else. Could you imagine?
Or New
York's been hit with a ton of dirt. This would be more like a Death's Head. So there you go. Anyway, have you got anything else you want to talk about, or are you kind of done? I mean, we're kind of trying to keep things moving since we have two people that are currently out of commission, because Dave, of course, is still in Amsterdam.
You know what? If anybody doesn't like it, go fuck themselves.
Whatever, man.
It's not like we're getting paid.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. That's all I got for this week. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, bye. We'll see you next week.
Yeah,
Uh,
bye. See you next week, boys and girls.
and until next week, help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.